Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Black Marble Stout. This is batch brewed and packaged in Ireland, and it is by Sullivan's Brewing Company, and it comes in at 5.1% ABV. Check it out. Three, two, one. Hi everybody, it's Rich, and today we are looking at Black Marble Stout. This is by Sullivan's Brewing Company in Kilkenny, Ireland, which, according to the package, was established in 1702. It says, Black Marble Stout. Enjoy the true taste of our draft stout, brewed with roast barley, chocolate, wheat malts, and choicest hops. It also says that a generous stout with the extra depth of flavor. We'll see about that. And it has Admiral, Magnum, and Golding hops in it. And the ingredients are water, malted and roasted barley, wheat, and hops. So I'm sort of excited about this. This is a nitro, so this should have a widget in it. And quite frankly, I've been a very big fan of the Irish stouts since coming back from Ireland, even more so of Guinness than I ever was. And now I'm trying to sort of branch out into those other Irish stouts, particularly the nitros when I can find them. I found this one at Total Wine, and I believe the cost was about $3.19 a can, give or take. You know, it was definitely under $4 though. So let's crack this open, see if we can hear the widget. Heard the widget, that's a good sign. Although it is starting to make its way out of the can. I am using a proper stout glass. Let's give it a pour. Now, this pours almost like chocolate milk because of the nitrogen in it, which I think is pretty cool. And I am pouring sort of hard, which I never really see as a problem with a nitro, because it does seem to just give you that same nice, almost milky head that you have there. And then I hope you can see it, the flow of, you know, of the gas moving up and the beer moving down, and you get that cool sort of like stratification of it all. There's an earth science word you don't hear very often. Now, the head is 2.5 fingers, but that could be my fault too. I do not hear a loose widget in the can. And honestly, there was there were pouring instructions that clearly I did not. Chill can, tilt glass slightly, pour smoothly. Oh, okay, I think I did that. You all can disagree if you want. And yeah, this is best before 3/20/25, so good to go. And on the side it says, and in Kilkenny, it is reported on Marble Stout there as black as ink with gold and silver. I would support her, but I'll sing no more now till I get a drink. And this is some sort of ballad. I don't know. It's an interesting can. I sort of dig the art. I'm hoping that's the brewery, which would be pretty cool. And the brewery, you know, their sort of coat of arms is there. Let's see what we get. Oh, there's a good roasted aroma to this, like a nice coffee, mixed in with almost like a molasses or dark chocolate. Oh, that's a beautiful nose on this. Yeah, I'm getting sort of molasses, the roast of a good coffee, some chocolate in there as well. This nose basically has me written all over it. I think this is fantastic, the aroma. And it does, that sort of molasses aroma is there, and I love that. It's sort of like that burnt sugary aroma you get off of like a creme brulee or a really good, like, you know, pecan pie that's used molasses in it. But yeah, there's a nice burnt, almost burnt sugar aroma to it. Oh, I dig the nose on this. All right, the head does not seem to be settling any more than it is, so let's take a sip. Oh, that drinks beautifully. Smooth as silk. The mouthfeel is beautiful. It's not super thick, it's not viscous, but it's also not too thin. There is sort of this very, very smooth texture in the mouth that I'm chalking up to the nitrogen in there. front of the tongue, I'm getting the roastiness. As it goes back, I get some chocolate. And behind the chocolate, there's that molasses flavor. And right on the back of the tongue, there's just a hint. And I mean a hint of bitterness. It actually sort of ties everything together quite nicely. I'll tell you, this is just one of the smoothest drinking beers I've had. You know, when I went to the Guinness brewery, they said that Guinness was a gulping beer, that people are supposed to drink it sort of fast. And this feels like that too, but there's an extra layer with this that I don't really get. In Guinness, I do get a little bit of the chocolate. I do get the roastiness. I get no bitterness. And you know, I'm not a hop person, really, like an overly hopped person. So normally I'm not a big fan of the bitterness. I like the smoothness and the beer goes down. You know, in this case, it's sort of the bitterness of a really good cup of coffee on the back end of your tongue. And it really does bring this whole beer together. Now, I've taken 2 or 3 sips so far. The bitterness is not, you know, cumulative. So it's not like it's getting more bitter. It's just staying in that place of sort of like tying the whole flavor profile together. That's a beautiful beer. Now it's 5.2% ABV, I think, which 5.1% ABV, which I mean for you know, an Irish Stout, that's edging up into the higher range. It seems like I never really get an Irish Stout that goes above, let's say, you know, like 7 or 8%. At least I haven't seen it yet. Although, wait a second, I might be contradicting myself right now. The Guinness Extra Special, I know it has a higher ABV. What is the ABV on this? Because I don't want to misspeak. 5.6. So you know what? It has a comparable alcohol content to Guinness Extra Stout. But you know, I have to say, like, I don't particularly love Guinness Extra Stout. I think it's a little too hoppy on the back end. This doesn't, or a little too bitter, and the bitterness is cumulative. It just keeps building up and building up. Here, it's almost like they've managed to stop that bitterness buildup. And so it drinks much smoother than, let's say, a Guinness Extra Stout. And like I said, I mean, I may be completely wrong on this. I'm not an expert on Irish Stouts. But for me, when you start seeing them get up into the 5 and up range, that seems a little high for most of the Irish Stouts that I've encountered. That being said, there's no burn here. There's no feel of alcohol. There's no taste of alcohol. This is just a very nice, very easy drinking Irish Stout. You know, the flavor profile is very close to a Guinness that's been dialed up about 2 steps. So you're getting more roastiness, you're getting more of the chocolate. This is, and I like Guinness draft, I really do. But this is what I would think Guinness would be if it were perfect. And this is a really, really beautiful Irish Stout, or Black Marble Stout, in my opinion. Would I buy it again? In a heartbeat. Quite honestly, at $3.99 a can, or it was, I know it was under $4 a can, but you know, like, let's say this was $4 a can. Would I spend 24 bucks on a 6-pack of this? Yeah, and I would not feel ripped off at all. Now again, I did get this at Total Wine, so this is not something that's hard to get. I'm sure they have it in other locations, and if they do have it in your location, this is definitely one that I would check out. And as far as food goes, I feel like I could go with anything, but realistically, like, as I'm drinking this, I'm really, really desiring, like, pub food. And I don't mean British pub food or Irish pub food. I mean, like, American pub food, like a cheeseburger with, you know, bacon on it and fries and stuff like that. Like, that's what this makes me really want, because I think this would go beautifully with that type of fare. And I think it would really be good to have with that. So this is going to be one I can give a good recommendation to, because when I go back to Total Wine, this is one that I'm going to look for again. And I'm probably going to purchase more than just one for the sake of a review. Anyway, folks, we've been looking at Black Marble Stout, and this is by Sullivan's Brewing Company in Kilkenny, Ireland. That was, like I said, established in 1702, although I'm sure there's some breaks in that, or maybe there's not, I don't know. And I have to say, this is definitely one of those beers that I would buy again, and I'll go a step further. This is one that I would keep in the fridge to give to people. You know, this would be a good one that you could say to your friends, hey, you want a really good stout? This is a good place to actually come to and check out. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed the review. If you've tried anything else by Sullivan's, I'd love to hear about it. Throw it down in the comments. Like, subscribe. I appreciate all that. It helps the channel. And I will see you next time. I'm going to sit back and really enjoy this one. Have a good night. Cheers.